Well, Chips in bed means it's time for a special story. You guys ready for this? Giraffes Can't Dance. All right. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. You all right, Miles? Mm-hmm. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely and he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at that clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Wasn't very nice, was it? Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered to the side. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket.
Excuse me, coughed a cricket.
Who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing around. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Look at that guy. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we have ever seen." Oh, how did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Which animal is that, Miles? Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." Everybody can dance, right? Here's the chip you're looking for. Can you show us some dance moves? Show us your favorite. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Gerald. We'll just call you Gerald. Miles, you got a dance move? A little shoulder dance? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a chip dance. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Adrian, you ready for this?
Yeah.
At bedtime, we love to read a lot of books, but especially Where the Sun Goes.
Yeah, and Uncle Sean drew the pictures, and my daddy rated it.
That's right. His daddy wrote it. For Adrian and Miles, may the sun always shine on you. That's called a dedication.
Yeah, and that's me. That's me.
At the end of the day, when you're all tucked in and you're about to go to bed.
And that's Daddy.
That's right.
And that's me.
Okay, let's try that again. At the end of the day, when you're all tucked in and you're about to go to bed, you ask me a question every night that puzzles your little head. Where does the sun go? You ask with eyes as bright as stars. The answer, my love, is quite simple. It travels awfully far. It leaves your window on a quest to galaxies far away. It passes moonbeams, comets, cosmos on a trip to the next day. The sun moves on to greet its friends on planets never seen. It says hiya to furry creatures of blue, orange, and
Green.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Miles.
4.
It takes a whirl out in the sky,
and there's
a holiday through
the
space.
Spaceship.
Yeah.
And Saturday And that's a satellite, the sun,
It's
and a space.
yes. It circles ships and satellites, shines its light in every place. The constellations wave it by. Yep, let's finish it. Through dippers, bears, and queens, Orion watches gleefully as the sun extends its beams. It meets a blob on planet Mars that invites it to his home. They begin a game of hide and seek and eat snacks made of foam.
Who's eating?
Who's eating snacks? The blob. A meteor comes passing by, floating like a balloon. It grabs that rock and plays some catch with Mercury and Neptune. That's right. A shooting star briefly greets the sun and says hello. It's gone in a flash, leaving traces of gold, silver, and yellow.
And red.
And some red, yeah, it looks like it. Yep, see that? That's a star. It dances on through the space of endless dreams and flight, plays hopscotch on the Milky Way, jumps rope with its own sunlight. But as the day begins...
That's a spaceship car.
It is.
And you drive it, and then it goes so fast.
But as the day begins again, it makes its way towards you. It moves on past the stars and planets to start the morning.
No.
That's right. It says goodbye to Martians, comets, to blobs, cosmos, and beams.
Dark?
That's dark, but then the sun. To planets unknown and creatures afar to wake you from your dreams. So when you open your eyes and see that dawn is about to crack, just know, no matter where you are, my love, the sun
Will always come back.
That's right. The sun will always come back. Where the sun goes. Say goodnight. Blow a kiss.